Hey guys, Skewy here, and today's video we're going to show a little bit about the fundamentals of building. Now, we've done a bit of building here and it's mostly with wood. We haven't got to stone yet, so we're going to just do, as I said, the fundamentals. Just a bare minimum, how to get the base down, get a sort of, you know, a small structure. We don't need anything fancy. It's going to give you the ability to build bigger and maybe just place some ideas in your head about how to start a house and how to move on to something absolutely massive and fancy. So first of all, level the ground. Nothing worse than building on something that is wavy as hell. So we get the hoe. We'll level the ground out. You can go up, you can go down. It depends on what you want to do. We're just going to level this small square. We're only going to build something real small. We don't need another absolutely massive structure. But you can apply the same sort of principles to anything you're going to do anyway. So you can mash the shit out of this. The ground's sort of level. I'm not a perfectionist when it comes to leveling the ground, and it does my brother's head in. So you can get any type of wood you need. I usually use these beams, but we're going to use the bare basics to just get it started. There are many ways to do it. This is the way I do it, and I feel it works. Just to make a square structure, you can apply this to basically any sort of structure you want to build at all. So the way I've found, instead of just placing all the poles down, we're going to place one and we're going to build off it. So we're just going to lay these down. I like to put as many stumps in as possible. So I usually do a 3x3. We may copy this one and do a 4x4. Make sure you watch your colors, and I will explain that in a tick. So basically green is good. Green and yellow is good. If you want to build anything that's going to have any sort of height, make sure you keep everything green and yellow. You can get orange and red, which means stability is not great. If you want to build anything big, you're going to need core wood to build these things. These things are going to give you more stability. The more you lay down, the better. As I've done with this house here, I've overkilled it. I just like to put beams everywhere possible. As you see in the roof, I've done the same. If you hold shift, you can do things like this and put the beam wherever you like. So you hold shift and click it down, you can go nuts. But as for what we're doing right now, it will just be a basic frame. You can do as little or as much as you like. It depends on what you're doing, where you're going with it. I'm going to overkill this just to show you how I would build it. We're doing 3x4 apparently, not 4x4. So you can go every one, or I would say do it. One, it's easy to lay the floor. Two, it just makes for more structural integrity. I haven't had anything fall apart on me yet, but you know, there's always a first time. We'll just put a heap of stumps down. To build stumps like this, to put things down, I've found you put your clicker where you want it. I don't know if that's obvious or not, so I'm just going to say it. I usually like to put 2 sets of stairs down, just aesthetic. A lot of things I do are just aesthetics. I try to keep these structures humble. You know, I'm not a big builder. My brother's the big builder. Has he fucking finished his house yet? Over there. He's the bloke who comes up with all the big ideas. Bobby did this. All the little shit. That's me. What are you doing? What are you doing? So floors. Now I will recommend keeping all the seeds you find everywhere. I will highly recommend it. Holy shit. Because as we've found recently, it is very much worth, oh, we're out of wood. Very much worth keeping your seeds for your trees and building a farm. We've got a stretch of land out there where we just plant trees constantly, knock them down to fill these chests up. So when we get an idea, we're like, let's do it. We are out of core wood at the moment. Pine will give you core wood. Birch will give you, what's it called, fine wood, and any other wood you need. I find fir will give you more wood than your beech will, but beech trees are common. The seeds drop all the time, and you'll find you'll just get tons of them. I've tried farming pine and it just doesn't drop enough seeds. Still got one there. It just doesn't drop enough for me to merit building a farm of it. So what I've done is I've built a portal and put it in the middle of a pine forest. So then we're good for pine. It's just a matter of getting it. So we're just laying the foundation. The hardest part, I'm not going to build the walls because that's a given, but I'll build a basic roof and a chimney just to show you guys what we're doing. Now you can put cross beams in the walls if you like. Like I said, structural integrity is a thing. You can put beams everywhere you want. I normally don't do it, but you know what? Let's do it. Now I've found the doors. I don't like these doors, these little ones. I don't like them at all. They look like shit. I normally don't put a door on, or I put the big gates on. If the house is big enough, I normally just don't bother with a door. But if it's going to make me cold overnight and it's a sleeping room, I'm not sure what this will be. This is really just a video house. It's basically what this is going to be. Okay, so we build a ladder up. You can walk on these beams. This is where shit gets complex because you've got to fucking walk on everything. So just throw a few beams over merely to walk across. Damn it. So it does help. We normally lay chests around our houses because me and my brother play together a lot. If you have mates who are willing to help you out, where's my wood? Get them to go and cut down the forest. I normally leave my forest alone for a bit, go fill the cart up. So as you can see, there isn't a lot of trees around us. We usually head up to the top of that hill, fill the cart to the brim. You can normally get around 900 wood out of a full cart. And that just helps, you know, we take turns in who does the collecting. So again, this is very, very much overkill, but I do overkill for the aesthetic. I just got a yellow there, just turned him to green. So as you can see, it's a little cube. It is very, very much overkill, and I'm not sure if I like it or not. Okay, so we put these arches up. Now, how you do things is merely up to your imagination. I like to just mess around with stuff, see what works, see what doesn't. Like I said, for the aesthetic. That's basically why we do this. Why I do anything in building is basically to go, that looks cool. So this will normally give you the most structural integrity, a lot of beams. I wonder, let's do some experimentation. Let's do this. A lot of the time, I'm gonna fall. Most of my shit doing this is very much just experimentation. So building a chimney, we normally build a box on top of the house. Yeah. But what we're gonna do, what you can do is build off like this and leave a hole in the roof. Now, there is an orange there, so we'll need to put a beam in. No! You'll do a lot of falling, so it's best not to waste food standing here building. So we'll get a couple of cross beams. Hey, that come up good. I like that a lot. So you can build out for a chimney. I find just building a box like these sorts of things, leaving a massive hole, just to make sure that you don't get rain in. Like, you can flick this off and put it, it's not going to do it without a beam, well, not easily anyway. Just connect that like that, and then we close off this with a wall. No. And then, so this is merely, every part of this is an experiment. Ah, we're out of wood. See, every part of that was an experiment. You can see the progressions of the building skills, or lack thereof. It's more or less just experiment. Make sure you keep everything green and yellow. If you get a few oranges in the roof, it's not gonna make your house explode. But I prefer just to be a little bit safe. You fucking bastard. I get it up that far enough. We may have to build another ladder just for the shit of it. And there we go. So the walls aren't on, the roof is just about done. We got an orange up there. Oh no, he's moved to green now. So you can fill these sides in. I'm probably not going to bother because it's just a lot of fucking around. I wish you could turn these sideways. You could probably get that in there somehow. But I'm in the road. So you'll find water's not going to come through that. I wonder if I can get this bit of roof on from here. Of course not. But you can see it does look really cool. I like the beam effect. I really like it. Just a lot of beams makes me happy. Put windows in just by doing this. I like to also have everything a little bit uniform. Now I'm starting to get better at building. It's a couple of windows. If you want to build a fire, you knock out the floor. So if we go, get off. I'd say if the chimney's there, so we put a fire here. You can normally, I won't have any rocks to do this, I betcha. If you stand straight, it did it. And I won't have enough wood. Oh, fucking have a look at this. And then you can slide a piece of floor underneath. It's the wrong way, but we got there. Chuck a bed in, put your walls on, and you are good to go. Knock your ladders down. Oh, he's gonna sit there. Put your walls on, put your doors on, and you've got yourself a perfectly good house. Yeah. And there we have it, guys. Our very own house. Needs walls. I won't put them on and bore you. That is basically it. It's very structurally sound. I think pretty much everything is in the green. There's a yellow up there. So we've got all greens. We've absolutely overkilled everything to do with this house. She ain't fallen down. Not in a long time. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it so much that you hung around. Hopefully my tips helped you out to build a little house. You can apply these to build something massive like this. And that, I recommend anything big, use core wood. And yeah, I will be streaming to YouTube for the next couple of weeks, so this here channel is where you'll find me live streaming. Tonight will be one of them. I'll drop this video right now once she's melted down, and hopefully I'll see you tonight. Cheers, guys.